Welcome to e-learning course on Applied Thermodynamics, Module Gas Power Cycles, Session Methods to Improve Thermal Efficiency of Gas Power Cycles. Myself Ramesh Biar, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Jain Institute of Technology, Davangere. Methods to improve thermal efficiency. There are total 3 methods which are used to improve thermal efficiency of a gas turbine cycle. Now we see one by one. The first one is intercooling. The figure shows a intercooling provided in a gas turbine cycle, and we also make use of a PV diagram for better understanding of the intercooling process. In a gas turbine cycle, much of the power developed at the turbine output is utilized for running the compressor. The reason behind this is a common shaft is used to drive the compressor with the help of a turbine, thereby leading to decreased efficiency of the cycle. The work required by the compressor can, however, be reduced by compressing the air in 2 stages with an intercooler. Between the stages as shown in the figure. The corresponding TS diagram for this arrangement is shown here. Atmospheric air at condition 1 enters the low pressure compressor, that is first stage of compression, and is compressed isentropically to an intermediate condition at 2, then cooled at constant pressure to condition 3. You can notice in your TS diagram, and further compressed in the high pressure compressor from point 3 to point 4. Which is a second stage of compression to condition 4. The heat addition and expansion in the turbine takes place in the usual manner. It is clear from TS diagram that if the compression were taken place in a single stage, the condition of air would be from point 1 to point 2 dash. However, with an intercooler between a 2-stage compressor, the compression of air is from condition 1 to and condition 3 to 4. Separation of the compression process with an intercooler, that is process 2 to 3, lowers the temperature of air, helps to move the final compression curve to convergence of lines of constant pressure on TS diagram. Indicates 4 that increases compression at low temperatures reduces compression work, thereby leading to increase in net work output, and in turn increase in the efficiency of the cycle. So, work output with intercooling is given by Cp into T2 minus T1, that is first stage of compression, plus Cp into T4 minus T3, which is second stage of compression. So, if you include a intercooling, you will have two works, stage 1 and stage, and this is the total work of intercooling. If without intercooling, the work will be Cp into T2 dash minus T1, and this can be splitted into two parts with the help of your TS diagram. That is, the process 1 2 dash can be written as 1 to 2 and 2 to 2 dash, and the work is written as Cp into T2 minus T1 and Cp into T2 dash minus T2. By comparing equation 1 and equation 2, it can be observed that work input with intercooling is less when Cp T4 minus T3 here is less than Cp T2 dash minus T2. This is so when isentropic efficiencies of both the compressors are equal. Heat supplied with intercooling can be written as Cp into T5 minus T4. Without intercooling can be written as Cp into T5 minus T2 dash. You can notice here, if intercooling is considered, the heat addition takes place from 0.4 to 0.5, and if intercooling is not taken, the heat addition takes place from T2 dash to 5. The heat supplied is greater with intercooling as the curve length is more. The observations what we can make finally here, if intercooling is considered during the gas turbine cycle, the work required or the net work output increases as the area with intercooling, that is, if you measure the area from point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, this is a net work done area. So, the area when compared without intercooling area is 1, 2 dash, 5 and 6. So, the area is more for with intercooling when compared to area without intercooling. That means, the net work output is more. As the net work output is more, the efficiency of the cycle is increased, and this is how we are going to increase the thermal efficiency of the gas turbine cycle with intercooling. So, moving on to next one, reheating. So, we make use of a line diagram as well as TS diagram. So, the gas turbine output can be improved by expanding the air in stages. We are going to use two turbines here, one is high pressure turbine, another one is low pressure turbine, and a reheater is provided in between these two stages as shown in figure. The corresponding TS diagram is also shown here. The heated air coming out from the first combustion chamber, this is the first combustion chamber which is in between compressor and the high pressure turbine. At condition 3, you observe in TS diagram, is made to flow through the blades of the high pressure turbine, that is first stage of expansion, wherein partial expansion of gases takes place from point 3 to point 4, and the heat energy of air is converted into mechanical work in the form of rotation of shaft. The air leaving the turbine at point 4 is heated in the reheater, which is a second combustion chamber, to condition 5, and enters the low pressure turbine at point 5, which is a second stage of expansion, and it is a final stage of expansion. The high pressure turbine drives the compressor, while the low pressure turbine provides useful work output. It is clear that from TS diagram, if the expansion were taken place in the single stage, the condition of air would be from point 3 to point 4 dash. However, with a reheater between a two-stage turbine, the expansion of air from condition 3 to 4 is partial and from 5 to 6 being complete. Separation of the expansion process with a reheater raises the temperature of air, helps to move the final compression curve towards right on TS diagram, wherein the constant pressure lines diverges the resulting more gain of expansion work. Hence, reheating increases the net work output and is shown by TS diagram with an increased efficiency. So, work output with reheating can be written as Cp into T2 minus T1, which is equal to Cp into T3 minus T4, and low pressure turbine work is Cp into T5 minus T6, and work output with reheating is Cp into T4 without reheating is Cp into T4 minus T4 dash. From TS diagram, it can be seen that temperature difference T5 minus T6 is greater than T4 minus T4. So, the reheating increases the net work output. So, this is the thing what we can observe from the TS diagram. Although network increased by reheating, the heat supplied is also increased and causes the thermal efficiency to decrease. That is the reason because of increase in heat addition in the second stage. And heat supplied is given by Cp into T3 minus T2 plus Cp into T5 minus T4, two stages of heat addition. And moving on to the next one, the last one, the regeneration. So, we make use of a TS diagram as well and a line diagram. The temperature of the exhaust gases from the turbine is usually at higher than the temperature air leaving the compressor. So, the heat of the exhaust gases can thus be utilized to heat the air coming out from the compressor by means of a counterflow heat exchanger, you can observe here, which is named as a regenerator in this case. So, this counterflow heat exchanger can be named as regenerator or a recuperator. This arrangement helps to reduce the heat supplied in the combustion chamber, resulting in improving the thermal efficiency of the cycle. As shown in figure, the compressed air enters at condition 2 through the heat exchanger, where it is heated by the exhaust gases coming out of the turbine at condition 4. It is important to note that under no conditions can the compressed air be preheated in the regenerator to a temperature above T4. Thus, air is assumed to leave the regenerator at a comparatively lower temperature in the limiting or ideal case. The air enters and exits the regenerator at the temperature of exhaust gases, which is at T4. The preheated air at condition 2 dash enters the combustion chamber, where it is heated to a condition 3 before entering the turbine. The heat saved in the regeneration is depicted in the TS diagram. The heat transfer from the exhaust gases to the air is taken as H4 minus H2 dash, while the maximum heat transfer in the ideal case is equal to H3 minus H2 dash. The extent to which a regenerator approaches an ideal regenerator is called the effectiveness, and it is represented by the symbol epsilon, and it is defined by the expression increase in enthalpy per kg of air over available increase in enthalpy per kg of air, and it is given by T2 prime minus T2 over T4 minus T2, and this is the effectiveness of the regenerator. Here, using the regenerator in the circuit, there is no change in the compressor work and the turbine work, but substantial reduction in the amount of fuel burned will take place. Therefore, the overall efficiency of the cycle increases, and this is the end of session on methods to improve thermal efficiency of the gas turbine cycle. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to my channel BR Mech Academy.